Hello and welcome back to Sympathy Lab in Munich today with a live session on wonderful, beautiful outdoor brands with sport and media days. My session now is with Polygiene. And not only because a lot of my former colleagues from ISPO are with Polygiene now, I'm really happy to be with Nick Brosnan, Global Marketing Manager. Hello, Nick.
Good afternoon.
To ensure that everybody knows what Polygiene does. So before we start, that we all can listen to you as a professional and in our B2B surrounding, maybe you have some words on yourself. Who are you and what are you doing to Polygiene?
Sure, I appreciate the introduction and I really feel thankful to have this opportunity to meet. It's a great day and great group of people in person, which is super nice to have. My personal journey has been really exciting. I'm originally from the States, if you can't hear. And I'm an outdoors guy and love experiencing nature and hiking and being out with the family. And the reason I was introduced to Polygiene was because we work with so many outdoor brands and I was able to experience how that performance affects me in a personal level. No one enjoys doing laundry. I'd like to spend as much time as possible running, hiking, camping, whatever it might be. And so for me, I was able to have this realization of how the brands that we work with at Polygiene, that performance of odor control actually was a really great sustainability story of saving water, but also having that ability to spend more time doing the things that I love. Because that's one of the experiences with Polygiene that really opened my eyes, like, wow, this is something, what isn't more of the gear that I have this technology? So that kind of opened my eyes a little bit to what Polygiene was. I ended up doing the PR for them in the US, and through doing the PR for them with my old firm in the US, I was introduced to the head office team in Sweden. And the opportunity became available for me to move over to Malmö, Sweden, which is where we're based. And we moved over about 5 years ago, and it's been a great journey. It's been a really fun ride with Polygiene, growing not just the outdoor segment, which of course I'm very passionate about and my true love, but also working more into lifestyle brands and more everyday home products as well. So really broadening that reach.
So understanding that you moved from States to Sweden would already be some hour session on how culture.
Yeah, you can have. There's a lot to discuss on that for sure, but maybe we'll say that for another time.
That would not be the right timing right now.
Absolutely.
So looking at the aim here for the press and media days and using that beautiful moment that you have a stage for you now.
Yeah.
Can you explain us what is Polygiene in a nutshell?
So Polygiene, we're the global leader in Stays Fresh technologies. We currently work with over 300 brands globally for everything from the outdoor segment to home, to lifestyle. We're even now working with hard surfaces as well. And the overall message and performance of Polygiene is odor-free, but also keeping items fresh so you can wear it more, wash it less, enjoy it more, have a longer life for the product. And by doing so, you're able to actually have a great sustainability story of the product living longer and not washing it and being able to sell it in the secondhand market. So it's a really application. We're a technology brand. We don't make any of our own products or textiles. We work with brands to make their products better, to give them more love, have more experiences,
and
a longer life.
Do you call yourself an ingredient brand?
We are, a technology brand.
Technology brand. So how is the process? How can I, if I wear what I wear for sports or work or whatever?
Absolutely. So, we actually don't sell anything direct to the consumer. What we do is work with our brand partners, and we work with, like I said, over 300 of the leading brands globally, and we work with them in their production cycle. So when you're actually making the t-shirts or shoes or apparel, whatever it may be, we work at that initial stage. So the product, the technology gets embedded into the fabric and it lasts for the lifetime of the product. So
how does that work?
So it's actually typically, there's a couple different ways you can wash the fabric, but it's a finish for the technology. So it's not actually a laminate or a textile, it's a finish that gets washed into the product.
All right. So you have production facilities all over the world, I guess?
It's actually not our own facilities, but what we do is we work with the brands wherever they're producing, whatever mill that they're working. We get recommended, that's where they're making their t-shirts or jackets. We go to those mills, we certify them, make sure that everything is running up to our standards, and then from there those processes get put in place. And so it's a very simple, straightforward process to work with the brands.
Interesting. And seeing this as an opportunity here to inform other brands you want to work with, but seeing your current situation, is there any super good case you love what you do? Is there any process or a case study or?
Yeah, I mean, for us, it's always, because it's something that needs to be experienced and used, we love that aha moment. When someone is actually, we test them, challenge someone to say, okay, wear this t-shirt for 5 days without washing it, travel, like this trip here, I just flew into Munich. I'm going to be here for 3 days, and then I'm going to go do a ski tour over the weekend. And so I'm going to wear the same base layers for this whole time. And so for someone to have these for multiple days and say, wow, this is amazing, this still doesn't smell. Typically I wash my gym shirt every day or every time I wear it. It's that aha moment that you're then realizing, wait, I can actually have a performance, or I can actually have an effect on saving water, less microplastics that go into the water system from the effluent that gets washed out. My product, my t-shirt, my clothes are going to last longer, and then I can sell on the secondhand market because they don't smell. And that realization, that growth, that is super exciting to be a part of.
Yeah, and I was able to test it as well. So is there any call for action or call to action for our visitors now and listeners?
Absolutely.
Where can they test?
Yeah,
and how do they get to that
we have
opportunity?
a couple hundred t-shirts here actually. So everyone that comes, we were handing out a t-shirt and challenging them, don't wash this for 5 days.
But we do this digitally, so
yeah, well,
offer.
let us know. Reach out to us at info@polygiene.com.
Good.
And we'd love to help you guys get a t-shirt, test the product for yourself so you can get the realization as well. It's one of those things, like, as a consumer, sometimes it's a story about sustainability and saving, lowering carbon monoxide is very overwhelming. And simply as like recycling or using a reusable plastic bag or a reusable bag to the grocery store, it's the same thing as washing less. So you, as a personal consumer, can have a big impact in your day-to-day life. But this is also our consumer behavior of washing less. And so that's a challenge. So people have to kind of understand that you don't have to wash every time you use it. So that's what we're working on, and it's super exciting.
Super exciting, and a wonderful bridge to my last question for now would be, what kind of call to action, pledge, or I guess the main message which I receive is sustainability and change processes, what you can underline or help with. Is there a message to not only sporting good industry, but also to the crossover things you work with?
And I think this goes to the industry, but definitely the end consumer, as we're looking more for transparency from our brands, the products that we use. I think it's us as a consumer and brand to really push and find out the deeper stories, not just taking for the marketing message for what it's worth, but understanding what do these technologies mean, how do they impact my life, how can I use and purchase something that's going to maybe cost a little bit more, but it's going to have a better durability, it's going to last longer, and that in its lifespan, it's going to have a better impact for the world around me as well. So there's a number of things, like we talked about little trends. So definitely durability, transparency, and then that in turn is the sustainability story that we're all working on here as well.
Okay. Thank you very much, Nick.
I really appreciate the time. Thanks for having us.
Same for me, and hope to meet soon somewhere on other platforms.
Absolutely.
Thanks for your time.
Yeah, this is great.
And have a very, very good day with all the journalists here.